Jeffrey Epstein was an American financier and convicted sex offender. He was born in 1953 and died in 2019. Epstein's life was filled with luxury, power, and dark secrets. He was known for his connections to powerful people. These included politicians, royalty, and celebrities. Epstein's criminal activities shocked the world. He was charged with sex trafficking and abuse of minors. His death in prison led to many conspiracy theories. The Epstein files reveal more about his illegal deeds. In this essay, we will dive deep into Epstein's life. From his rise to power to his criminal downfall, we will explore the network he built, his criminal activities, and the legal proceedings against him. Finally, we will discuss the ongoing investigations and the significance of the Epstein files. Understanding Epstein's story is crucial. It sheds light on how power and corruption can shield criminal activities. The Epstein files are a window into this dark world. Jeffrey Edward Epstein was born on January 20, 1953, in Brooklyn, New York. He grew up in a middle-class family. His father worked for the New York City Parks Department, and his mother was a homemaker. Epstein attended Lafayette High School, where he excelled academically. After high school, Epstein attended Cooper Union but did not graduate. He later enrolled at New York University's Current Institute of Mathematical Sciences. However, he left without obtaining a degree. Despite his lack of formal education, Epstein was highly intelligent and charismatic. In the early years, Epstein worked as a teacher at the Dalton School in Manhattan. He taught physics and mathematics. This job connected him with influential people. It would later help him in his financial career. Epstein's early life set the stage for his later success. His intelligence and charisma allowed him to navigate high society. These traits would later aid him in building a vast and powerful network. Epstein's transition from teaching to finance was swift. In the mid-1970s, he joined Bear Stearns, a global investment bank. He started as a junior assistant but quickly climbed the ranks. His talent for numbers and charm won him many clients. Epstein left Bear Stearns in 1981 to start his own consulting firm, Intercontinental Assets Group Inc., IAG. He helped clients recover stolen money and advised on tax strategies. His reputation grew, and so did his wealth. By the early 1990s, Epstein was managing the assets of some of the world's richest people. He became known for his lavish lifestyle and extravagant parties. Epstein's connections expanded, including many high-profile individuals. His rise to prominence was not just due to his financial acumen. Epstein was a master networker. He knew how to leverage his relationships for personal gain. This ability would later be key in his criminal enterprises. Epstein built a vast network of influential and powerful people. This network included politicians, celebrities, academics, and royalty. He used his wealth and charm to gain their trust and loyalty. His connections provided him with protection and opportunities. One of his most notable connections was with British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell, the daughter of media mogul Robert Maxwell, was instrumental in introducing Epstein to her affluent circle. She later became a close associate and accomplice in his criminal activities. Epstein's network also included former President Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew. Both were frequently seen at Epstein's parties and on his private jet, dubbed the Lolita Express. These associations helped Epstein solidify his position in high society. Epstein's ability to build and maintain these relationships was key to his success. His network provided him with a veneer of legitimacy and a shield against scrutiny. It allowed him to continue his criminal activities for years without significant interference. Section 5. The criminal activities. Epstein's criminal activities were heinous and widespread. He was involved in sex trafficking and the abuse of minors. Epstein used his wealth and power to exploit vulnerable young girls. The abuse took place at his various properties, including his mansion in New York and his private island in the Caribbean, infamously known as Pedophile Island. He kept detailed records and used blackmail to control his victims and associates. Those who did often found themselves silenced by legal threats and financial settlements. He exploited and abused dozens, possibly hundreds of young girls. Section 6. The first legal battle. Epstein's first major legal battle began in 2005. A 14-year-old girl accused him of molestation. The police in Palm Beach, Florida, launched an investigation. They uncovered evidence suggesting a pattern of sexual abuse involving multiple underage girls. In 2006, Epstein was charged with multiple counts of unlawful sex acts with minors. However, in a controversial turn of events, he struck a plea deal in 2008. Epstein pleaded guilty to a single-state charge of soliciting prostitution from a minor. He was sentenced to 18 months in jail but served only 13 months. During his sentence, he was allowed to leave the jail for 12 hours a day on work release. The plea deal was widely criticized. It granted Epstein immunity from federal prosecution and concealed the extent of his crimes. Many saw it as a miscarriage of justice influenced by Epstein's wealth and connections. The lenient sentence and the secretive nature of the plea deal sparked outrage. It led to questions about the influence of power and money in the justice system. Despite his conviction, Epstein continued his lavish lifestyle and criminal activities. Section 7. The 2019 arrest. In July 2019, Epstein was arrested again. This time, the charges were much more severe. He was accused of running a sex trafficking ring involving dozens of underage girls. The arrest followed intense media scrutiny and renewed investigations into his past. Federal prosecutors in New York unveiled the charges. They alleged that Epstein had abused girls as young as 14 and had paid his victims to recruit other girls. The scale of the charges was massive, spanning multiple states and involving numerous victims. Epstein was denied bail and remanded to the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York. His arrest reignited public interest in his case. It also led to the arrest of his close associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, who was charged with assisting Epstein in his crimes. Epstein's 2019 arrest marked a turning point. It brought his crimes back into the spotlight and provided hope for his victims. However, his sudden death in prison raised more questions than answers. Section 8. The Epstein Files, what they contain. The Epstein Files contain a trove of documents related to his criminal activities. These files include flight logs, emails, photographs, and detailed records of his interactions with powerful individuals. They provide a comprehensive look at the extent of Epstein's network and operations. One of the most significant aspects of the files is the flight logs. They detail the passengers on Epstein's private jet, the Lolita Express. The logs include the names of many high-profile individuals, raising questions about their involvement or knowledge of Epstein's activities. The files also contain testimonies from victims and witnesses. These accounts reveal the methods Epstein used to lure and manipulate his victims. They provide a chilling insight into the abuse and exploitation that took place. The Epstein files are a crucial piece of evidence. They not only document the crimes, but also expose the complicity of those who were aware of or participated in Epstein's activities. These revelations have had far-reaching implications. Section 9. The impact of the Epstein Files. The release of the Epstein Files has had a profound impact. It has led to a greater awareness of the scale of Epstein's crimes and the complicity of others. The files have sparked numerous investigations and legal actions against those involved. The revelations have also had a significant societal impact. They have highlighted the issue of sex trafficking and the exploitation of minors. The public outcry has led to calls for stricter laws and better protections for victims. The Epstein files have also had political ramifications. Several high-profile individuals named in the files have faced intense scrutiny. Some have denied any wrongdoing, while others have faced legal and professional consequences. The impact of the Epstein files cannot be overstated. They have exposed a web of corruption and abuse that spans across different sectors of society. The revelations continue to resonate, leading to ongoing debates and reforms. Section 10. Current developments. Since Epstein's death in 2019, there have been several significant developments. Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested in July 2020 and charged with multiple counts related to Epstein's crimes. Her trial has been closely watched, with many hoping for justice for Epstein's victims. In addition to Maxwell's trial, there have been numerous civil lawsuits filed by Epstein's victims. These lawsuits seek to hold accountable those who facilitated or were complicit in his crimes. Some settlements have been reached, but many cases are still ongoing. There have also been efforts to seize and liquidate Epstein's assets. The proceeds are intended to compensate his victims. Epstein's properties, including his New York mansion and private island, have been sold, raising millions of dollars. The current developments reflect a continued pursuit of justice. They show that despite Epstein's death, the fight to hold those involved accountable is far from over. The ongoing legal actions and trials are crucial steps in this process.